The National Association of Proprietors of Private Schools, popularly known as NAPS, held their annual conference in Umuahia this week, and Peter Obi was invited as the keynote speaker. What happened when Mr. Obi arrived at the venue was absolutely spectacular, and I want to draw out some very important points from that moment.
Yes, Alexis, sir. You're welcome.
You could clearly see the organic cheers and genuine love that people showered on Peter Obi as soon as he stepped into the hall. You could see it in their faces, hear it in their voices, and feel it in the overall atmosphere of the place. Everything about that moment was natural, unforced, and completely sincere. The excitement did not look planned or orchestrated. It was raw, it was pure, it was real. In today's Nigeria, it is very rare for any politician to receive this kind of love and admiration from the general public. Most times, what we see are staged events, sponsored crowds, and people who are present only because they were paid or forced to attend. But what happened in Umuahia was completely different. Those were real people expressing real emotions. No one needed to instruct them on when to clap or when to shout. They did it because they genuinely wanted to. You could see the level of excitement in the room. The entire meeting was practically disrupted when he arrived, not out of disrespect for the organizers, but because people were overwhelmed with joy, admiration, and respect. It almost felt like a hero had walked into the hall. There was a special kind of energy in the air. It was magical, it was emotional, it was powerful. And more than anything else, it showed just how popular, respected, and well-received Peter Obi is among Nigerians today. This kind of reception is not something that money can buy. It is not something you can force. It is not something that can be arranged overnight. It only comes when people truly believe in who you are, in what you stand for, and in what you represent. People were not cheering because he was sharing money or making empty promises. They were cheering because deep down in their hearts they believe in his message, his discipline, his character, and his vision for Nigeria. And this is very important. In a country where trust in leadership has been broken again and again, in a country where many young people have lost faith in the political system, for someone to still attract this level of genuine love and admiration from the general public says a lot. It tells us that the hope for a better Nigeria is still alive. It tells us that Nigerians are still searching for honest and competent leadership. And for many of them, Peter Obi represents that hope. Truth be told, if the Nigerian constitution allowed for independent candidacy, Peter Obi would not even need to belong to any political party in order to run for president. He would simply stand on his own, and millions of Nigerians would line up behind him. The only reason Peter Obi is in a political party today, whether it is the Labour Party or the ADC coalition, is not necessarily because of their so-called structures, but because our constitution insists that anybody who wants to contest for any political office must do so through a registered political party. This is not to downplay the importance of party structure in winning an election. Party organization, nationwide presence, logistics, funding, and coordination are all important factors in any serious campaign. But the truth remains that Peter Obi and his supporters have already shown that it is possible to build a solid structure across Nigeria, even without the backing of the traditional political giants. We witnessed it in 2023, when a movement that had little or no government support still shook the entire political system of Nigeria. We saw the passion of the youth. We saw the commitment of volunteers. We saw people use their own money, time, strength, and resources just to support a cause they believed in. That was not normal politics. That was a movement, and that movement is still alive. This now brings me to the leadership of the ADC coalition. We are watching you. Nigerians are watching you. Ever since the coalition was announced, many people have been paying very close attention to every step you take, every statement you make, and every decision you delay. From the outside, it appears that there are still disagreements on some key areas, especially when it comes to power sharing, positions, and overall leadership structure. You must understand that time is not on your side. You are up against an incumbent president. You are up against a system that already has access to power, state resources, influence, and strong political networks. In a situation like that, you do not have the luxury of confusion, division, or unnecessary delay. One of the strongest weapons against an incumbent is a candidate who has massive appeal, wide acceptance, credibility, and the ability to connect with the masses. Among all the names being mentioned within the coalition today, there is no doubt in my mind that Peter Obi stands out as the most popular and the most accepted. His name alone can fill a stadium. His presence alone can attract global attention. His voice alone can inspire millions of Nigerians who are tired of the same old politics, the same recycled promises, and the same lack of accountability. You need someone who can excite the masses. You need someone who can restore people's confidence in voting. You need someone who can motivate young people to come out, register, collect their PVCs, and actually go to the polling units on election day. You need someone who can make people believe that their vote truly matters. And right now, Peter Obi is that person for millions of Nigerians. You need a candidate who can make people stand in long queues under the sun and rain, not because they are being paid, but because they believe in a better future. You need a candidate who can make people defend their votes, not with violence, but with determination, courage, and unity. That is the power of genuine popularity. That is the power of credibility, and that is what Peter Obi represents. As Obedience, we are not confused. We are not shaken. We are not moved by political drama or backdoor negotiations. We know what we want, and we know what we are standing for. We are not following a political party. We are following a vision. We are following an idea. We are following the dream of a new Nigeria where competence, integrity, and accountability come first. We did the unthinkable before. We challenged giants without money, without godfathers, and without control over institutions. And we are ready to do it again. Bigger, stronger, smarter. So whether Peter Obi eventually gets the ADC ticket or not, our mission does not change. Our support for him does not change. Our belief in a better Nigeria does not change. We will support him in any political platform he chooses, because parties are only vehicles. The mission is bigger than any party name. The mission is bigger than any logo. 2027 is our year. And this time, we are more prepared, more organized, more determined, and more united than ever before. The journey is not over. In fact, it has only just begun.